evidence left behind.
We want to know how we
Did by a homicide.
I still listen to his music. It still gives me a sense of his presence.
The first is just the beginning.
Nobody had the shooter was. No leads. No leads.
This is the story.
There won't be any fingerprints. There won't be any DNA. None of that will be involved in this case.
In the weeks, months, and years
I knew this was a case that could be lost.
after.
When I arrived on scene, I knew I had my work cut out for me. But one step leads to another step, and it just kind of expands. And that's how we work, to find justice for the victim.
33.
Headlight area, all on the driver's side, and it stopped at the rear door.
There's very little evidence, so it was frustrating. Not much out there. Driver's victim.
We have more guys back there.
None of everybody else in the car gets hit.
According to the passengers, they were driving down the highway when another vehicle opened fire.
Armed, it tells me a lot. They're not going to confront anybody, and they're really not expecting any trouble. We're going to transport a heckler. And it on someone knowing the backstory of the victim. Do you know anybody that might want to hurt the victim? Were you engaged in any activities that might have led to the victim's death?
Listen. We read who was an associate of Chucky's, ends up getting, and then they go to Miami Lounge.
So we was all there.
You're sitting here thinking, you've only been in Atlanta for 6 to 8 hours, and the vehicle you're driving in gets shot up. Something happened. Something put this into motion.
I'm sure you would tell. It tells me that he's probably telling me everything that he knows. He's not trying to hold back anything. So that's the kind of reaction I want to see. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you a second here.
Stranger to the group. There was no issues leading up to leaving the club.
So if anything, it would have been Dirty Rick because he's a new guy.
And it was in the back seat of the SUV. There were no bullet holes.
So getting back to the shooting on the highway, car, truck, that's the all started weighing on me. But it's very hard to go in there with a strategy to get that out of him when I myself don't know the details. How much do you know?
This last second of him hopping into the SUV made me feel there's a possibility that he had involvement.